Hey everybody, I think I'm going to be talking to myself today because there are lots of people in other chats right now doing lots of other things and I'm not getting involved in drama. I'm not. So I decided, hold on, I'm going to, hmm, hold it. I'm just checking to see if anybody even comes in. Hold on. I don't have my headphones on. Mm-hmm. Oh, there they are. Sorry, everyone. Everyone. No one. How's everybody doing? Hold on. Gotta fix these. Forgot to put in. It's been a while. I haven't done this in a really long time. Hey, Earthbound Spirit. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me at all? How about now? Can you hear me yet? Still no sound. Oh, wait.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear myself. So, yay, there's boy. God, StreamYard's just so behind on everything. Hey, everybody! Just wanted to come in. Uh, Kept pushing this off. I went to the store, had to go get stuff. I decided that my kids and I were going to go on a small little vacay with my best friend for a couple of days. So I had to go get some extra stuff to put that away for tomorrow. Yay! So I've decided that I'm going to start covering things that I really enjoy watching, figuring out. Like I've been watching the Johnny Depp case, and I honestly cannot wait for that to come up. But what I really wanted to talk about today, which not a lot of people seem to be, news media, stuff like that are talking about it, is Ellen DeGeneres and what is going on with Ellen. Uh, it's really, it's really not looking good for her, man. It's really not looking good. It all started back, honestly, it all started, like, I've heard this before that Ellen is not the nicest person on stage when you're there. Let me just say hi to everybody real quick. I'm sorry. Earthbound Spirit, hello. Mandy Hall, hi. Hi, Lovable Rogue, great to see you. Great to see everyone here. I really appreciate you all coming. If I missed anybody, I don't think I did, but so good to see everyone again. Um, yeah, so there was this YouTuber, and her name was Nikki Tutorials. She is part of the transgender community. She's also beautiful with makeup and everything. See, Lovable Rogue, I used to be. I used to be. I haven't been in a while. It just got to be too much, and I've heard a lot of things behind, but I kind of got out of stopped watching her when I guess maybe about like 3 years ago. I probably stopped. So when Nikki Tutorials went, she went on her show, was invited by Ellen, and came on, and she had said, she was put in a dressing room. She didn't have a bathroom. Apparently, the bathroom that she had was designated for the Jonas Brothers. She was not allowed to use that bathroom. Ellen actually was very cold with her. Uh, she was so excited to go on this show, and then all of a sudden, after she was on the show, she came out and explained her experience on the show, and it really wasn't a very good experience. It was, she said everybody was pretty cold. She didn't even have a bathroom to use. Ellen was not nice to her, except for when she came on stage, and other than that, that was really it. But she didn't really have a good feel coming out of Ellen. So that was the one thing. And then when quarantine started, she started going live from her house. It came out at that point that she was not hiring anybody from her studio who helped her do the show from her studio. So, since she wasn't doing the studio shows, she, I guess, brought in a few producers and stuff like that, while the rest of her staff laid waiting for word of what was going on with the show, their pay, nothing. Hey, Plumie, nice to see you. Um, so yeah, I just lost my place and thought as I'm thinking, but a lot of these rumors have been going around about Ellen for a while, and especially when quarantine hit was really when all of this stuff, and it's just been ricocheting after that. Now, I don't know if any of you watched Ellen back earlier in the days when she had her first DJ named Tony. I remember Tony. If I could screen share, I would show him to you, but I mean, all you have to do is look at Ellen's first DJ. Nice to see you, Pluby. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Um, I haven't been live in a while. This is my first time, and I'm going to start covering things that I really enjoy, like things like this. And like I said, Johnny Depp. There's a lot of things coming up and coming out, and this is the stuff that really interests me. So this is what I want to talk about. She thinks she's queen. Oh yeah, she does think she's queen. I mean, she's very, she's very nasty from what I'm hearing. Uh, there was a bodyguard, and I don't remember his name, but I think this was at the Emmy Awards, and this bodyguard was supposed to watch her, Portia de Rossi, and Ellen DeGeneres' mom. So this guy who was their bodyguard has said, "I'm with a service I had. There isn't a star I haven't worked for." He definitely said Ellen was the worst. I mean, out of all the stars in the world, Ellen's the worst. Very cold, very mean, just couldn't even acknowledge him as a human being trying to protect her, her mother, and her wife. I mean, George Clooney, I don't think liked her as he wanted. You know what? That is very, very true, Lovable Rogue. He never like he didn't have like an office, and she really tried to get him to come on. He went on a couple of times, but yeah, he wasn't not very very close with her. I just got bangs. I got sick of my hair during the quarantine, and I'm not used to them, so I'm seeing them on here, and I'm like, everything's backwards and reverse, and I'm trying to play with them. Like, leave the bangs alone. He only shows when she's really laughing. That's when she scares a person. Oh, she scares everybody. I mean, I always thought that was funny. I mean, my kids like to scare me and scare them, but I mean, there was one thing that she did, and I have to admit, it was kind of. I'm gonna like lift up my bed here in the back because my back is starting to hurt. Um, there was she had this thing where she put out all this stuff, and she said everybody can take one per person. She wound up like going back and taking more, and she put that woman out on the like network for everyone to see that she didn't listen to her orders. Like, all right, so she, quote unquote, I'm not gonna say she stole it. They were free items to be given out. So she took one or two extra, and Ellen just decided to make an example out of her. Could you imagine? Like going, oh, I'm going to the, like I would have been so excited, and then she trashes you on TV. That had to suck for that woman, and that I admit that was wrong. But there was this one time my mom and I used to watch Ellen back in the day, and my mom was like, just you watch. And she does her dancing and stuff, and then she goes through that one aisle, which is a little bit so she can dance through that one aisle. And my mom's like, watch. No one leans forward, no one reaches out to her, and they're like, they must be under strict orders because for her to go through and not even anybody like to jump up or reach out or, and I noticed that. I'm like, I bet there are some serious, hey, Red Rub Media. I bet there are some serious consequences if you were to do something like that. I'm sure you'd get thrown out and never be allowed back in. And God only knows, she could probably turn you into another example like she did the other woman. So there's a lot of scandal now coming out about the show and how the producers handle people. There's racism, there is sexism, there is just horrible human, uh, just horrible work environment. I mean, I think we've all probably one point or another have been in a really toxic work environment, and that's exactly what this sounds like. It sounds like you go to work scared and you just never know what's going to happen. Yes, cattle prods are ready. Exactly. I'm sure. If you probably, hey, LaDonna in Texas, producers are being portrayed as unprofessional, racist, sexist, and non-empathetic. I believe what I am seeing. Yeah, LaDonna, I agree. I've always said this: you don't get to a place that high especially in entertainment in Hollywood. You don't get to a placement that high without people fearing you and without people without and you being a nice person. Because if you're a real nice person, people will walk all over you in that business. Obviously, that I mean, at least during the quarantine. I mean, I've always known Hollywood was a shady, skeptical place, but it's even more so during this quarantine. You're finding out just how shady everybody really is. Not that I want to get into this topic, but honestly, do yourself a favor. Just, I wouldn't Google it because I would say Bing it, uh, any other search engine besides Google. Look up, or you probably could find it in Google too. Look up the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs and the names on that log. It's a little terrifying, to say the least. Um, I don't know what anybody had the reasons for being on that Jeffrey Epstein plane, but there are a lot of people in music. There are a lot of people in power. There are a lot of politicians. There are uh, there are just a lot of people that you would not expect to be involved. I mean, we all knew that Clinton, Trump, and Prince Andrew all have had pictures with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and all these people. Um, but the Nothing Network, how you doing? They're getting what they deserve. Finally, agreed, agreed. What I have been seeing about what's going on in Hollywood is scary, to say the least. I mean, just look at everything that's happened on that island, who's been involved. It's like a puzzle you're putting together. And the more you find out, the more like uncomfortable I become with the information. I guess that's the good word of using. I do. I really become, I'm like, I think I would be better not even knowing this because it's that disgusting and that horrific. And like I said, there are some really big names. I'm not going to mention them here, but all you got to do is go look. The amount of celebrities, the amount of people who have been known to come out as pedophiles are on that list. And it's like I said, it has to deal with Hollywood, politicians, people in the media, other powerful people from different nations. It's scary. It's scary. And all of these people are, I'm not necessarily, but they're all sleeping together somehow or another. They're all in bed together. And I have no idea what could be more of the reason why they're all together. And I've been thinking this for a long time. You don't find that many like-minded individuals that are together, except like you do in Hollywood. They all believe the same thing. I'm sorry. I've seen that, LaDonna. I'm hoping that that's, with some truth, there's got to come some false stuff out. I'm hoping that's false, but that's kind of disgusting. I did see that whole Wayfair stuff. Like, the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. if that's what's really going on. Or they said it was more or less things that had to do uh, with prices being misrepresented on that many fake looking like cabinets that should be like $59. I don't know. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that she was owned. I just saw something, Lovable Rogue, about Cameron Diaz and why she apparently left Hollywood and said how horrible they were. I don't doubt this anymore. I really don't. I don't think I'm going to be shocked by anybody famous names anymore. I think I've been shocked enough. And there's always going to be people who are going to be like, it's conspiracy. I'm like, come, everything that has come out of Jeffrey Epstein, that is not conspiracy. It's not. And the man did not commit suicide. Just saying. I mean, some people, I don't know how they think that we can still think that he committed suicide after all the evidence that has come out that shows everything from his autopsy proves strangulation. I don't know. Like I said, this is stuff I wish I didn't know. I almost wish I was so ignorant I didn't even know this stuff was going on, because it's people who you thought were good people, people who you admired. Um, there were certain people that I've seen videos of other people where they've talked about certain big names in the industry. It's like, how do some people in the industry go down, but the other people stay afloat? Like Ellen's going down right now, and she's part of that group. But I don't think I did not see her name on the flight log. I'll be honest, I did not see her name on the flight log. But she's all in with that whole group of people. And I don't know, like, and another thing that's really weird that isn't explainable is all these celebrities who were wearing an ankle monitor. I don't understand that either. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Someone left rich the day he died. The ankle monitors that, like, some of these celebrities that you're showing, like I've seen David Spade, I've seen Ellen. There's a couple of people wearing ankle monitors. Why?
I don't know that one.
My echo just went off and just said, I don't know that one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go turn my echo off. Hold on. I don't care. People are listening to me. Who cares? But yeah, it's all of this stuff that's going on is just really weird. Seems to me that learning forward into a bed of sheets is strangulation, not hanging anyway. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, but what they were saying is that the sheets weren't strong enough to tie around his neck. And from a bed that was on the floor this high, I don't know. And it's and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. For whatever reason anymore, a lot of people don't think that. But yeah, it's oh no, it was my echo. My echo went, or the Alexa went off.
Alexa is a female form of Alexander, and is sometimes also a short form of Alexandra, both of which come from the Greek, Alexandros, which can be translated as
Stop.
founder of man. As for me, I'm named for the library of
Echo.
Alexandria.
Stop. Yeah, it's always listening. Yeah, leaning. Right. He supposedly leaned over. I don't believe that. Two cops just so happened to fall asleep. There's no film. That was too many things that just don't add up to that story. I mean, that's the only thing, when things just don't add up, it's kind of, I don't know. It's just a lot of things in this whole. See, Mandy, I swear they're listening all the time. Crazy is. The craziness of it all. But yeah, a lot of people now are coming forward in regards to Ellen. Let's go back to what I was talking about. I've heard about this little red pill. The Little Red Pill channel had a great live stream with a professional artist about the nasty stuff you are forced to do. Ooh, yikes. I'll look at that. I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing because I know too much information. Sometimes it's not the best. It's like sometimes you might be like, I'm kind of guessing the information now. Sometimes you're just kind of left best in the dark. Yeah, Alexa info, right? So it's just all this stuff that's going on. And then, like I said, since the quarantine, they've been looking to take Ellen down. And people are talking about James Corden. Here's the funny thing about James Corden. I heard he's just as much of an asshole as she is. I don't know. That's what I heard. He had to go to school because he did not know how to be a nice person to people because he was so used to being a celebrity and being like a jerk that he had to act like a jerk. That you had to go to classes to de-jerkify yourself. Yeah, all these I'd rather watch YouTubers anymore than watch people on because I just feel like everything's is a fake facade, even more so than I ever thought it was before. Had a great live stream with a professional artist. Yeah, it's what I just read. Um, but all this stuff, this cancel culture, and this is kind of what I was coming around to when I was talking about cancel culture. Look at everybody who's being canceled. Um, First person that I remember was, I think, Roseanne, right? She was like the first one who went through all this, canceled. They took everything away from her. And it's now happened to quite a few people. Few people, well deserved. And I think someone probably like Ellen thought, yeah, I can't be touched. And, mm-hmm, it's, all of this stuff is just bizarre. It's so bizarre. And when you hear about the stuff that involves kids, that's disturbing. That's the disturbing part. That's the part that makes my stomach sick that I really can't even, I can't handle the truth of that. Maybe that is the truth. Maybe I can't handle that truth because it's so dark. It's so sick and it's so demonic to think that people that I actually looked up to and admired are involved in shit like that. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. And if that's the stuff that's going around the world, we're in a lot of trouble. We're like, we could be, this one little piece of hair is driving me. I can't. Here it is. There, go that way. Easier. Much better. Hit the thumbs down. I forget. That's what is say it now. Remember the sun? Yes. Are you talking about Paula Dean, LaDonna in Texas? The Southern Cooking Show. Yeah, they came for her too. Well, she had used, I mean, she'd used racist language, but show me probably a celebrity who hasn't thought they were better than everybody else and hasn't put people down one way or another, regardless whether it's their race, their looks, their religion. People will put you down for whatever they think is going to hurt you. And that's what's really shitty about people. And what I see a lot of today is just people trying to find the worst in every person. And that's what this cancel culture is. But not to say that this cancel culture needs to happen to some people and then it's a little bit crazy on others. The world has become a really, really crazy place since March. Um, since this whole coronavirus thing went down. I honestly thought when it came to the coronavirus, welcome to YouTube, welcome on YouTube, um, that it was going to go away once we were maybe quarantined, we were home, and after like a month, things would have gotten bad. But Yeah, it didn't. And I didn't think it would because there would always still be cases around. But I'm telling you right now, I ain't taking no vaccine. You cannot make me take a vaccine for this stuff, and I will not take it. Just be careful with when it comes to vaccines. That's all. Now, all this stuff, I just feel like we have nothing better to do during this time than to watch things, find out things, research things, maybe dig into things that you normally wouldn't dig into. And I think that's how I came across all this stuff. And I mean, I looked into Jeffrey Epstein before, and I just didn't link it all together. And I don't even know if what I'm linking together is right or wrong. But there's enough speculation out there that people can make up their own minds. Yes. Everybody thought 2020 was going to be so great. 2020 there's never been anything quite like this in our life. And that's why I'm just happy I'm getting away for like 2 or 3 days. I'm going up to see a friend of mine. Like, obviously, we can't go anywhere. But she's got like a little beach on a lake, which is private, and a pool, which is private. So, yeah. I mean, and my best friend is pregnant. She is due in like 5 months, 6 months. Well, not 6 months. She's like due in 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. As a matter of fact, it's 7 o'clock. I have to go on YouTube because they're having their baby gender reveal party. They wanted me to come up for that tonight. Too far of a ride to make it there this evening and make it in light because it's really high up the Pennsylvania mountains. But it'll be nice to get away from the monotonous, ridiculous Groundhog's Day that we've called coronavirus. I mean, it really has. It does. It does sound lovely. And I just found out I was going yesterday. I had no idea I was even going to go. My friend called me. This is driving me crazy. Doing it the wrong way. There we go. This is driving me nuts. And see, this is probably why it's better to do the little thumbnail than actually putting yourself on camera because when I see something, I want to fix it all the time. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting away from it all. I really am. I should have never gotten bangs. I don't know what went through my head that said, let's try bangs again. Big mistake. Big mistake. Yeah, so wrapping up the whole craziness of Hollywood, I think there's going to be a lot of names coming out. As long as they can keep Ghislaine Maxwell safe, no one gets to her, she'll sing like a canary. I think. I think she will. I mean, it would only help her to get out of the trouble she's in. Does anybody here watch Big Brother by any chance? It's on CBS. It's on in America. I know everybody else around the world has their own version of Big Brother. I know Australia just had theirs. Britain has theirs. There's a lot of different people who have theirs, but I've always been a fan of the American version of Big Brother, especially since season 16. It's now on season 22, and now it's the All Star season. I'm so excited. Like, at least this has given me a break within YouTube, politics, news, whatever you have. I can't, this is, because it's on 3 days a week. What a nice break from the craziness of 2020 than to watch other people quarantined in a house beat the crap out of each other. But I love Big Brother. It's such a great show. I like to watch it. I like following the feeds. Um, I am going to start doing recaps, spoilers. Earthbound, I have some spoilers. Do you want to hear them or do you rather wait? I could tell you, I don't know if you know them. US one, haven't watched TV for 2 years now. Lovable Rogue, that's a good thing. TV's crazy. I used to watch BB, but I might pick it back up. Yeah, LaDonna, I would say do it. It's a good season to do it. It's all stars. There's a lot of people, so if you watched it in the past, may be on it. Some of them as far back as season, I think, 6, they might have some people. Uh, yes, exactly, Plumy Plumy. It gives the brain cells a rest. But I do have the live feeds. I watch the live feeds all the time. So I do not know. I know who's on the block. I know what the twist is. I know a lot, but I don't want to give it all away to everybody who knows. You don't mind spoilers. You sure? If anybody else, because I could give you a little bit of hints of what's going on because I've been watching the live feeds. Um, yeah, I mean, it's so exciting. I know it gives me something else to think about, and that alone in 2020 is exciting. I love Netflix too. Don't get me wrong, Lovable Rogue. I watch Netflix way more than I watch regular TV. Way, way, way more I watch. I've got, oh man, I got a lot to do tonight. I have a baby gender reveal on YouTube. I have, what else? I like watching also 90 Day Fiance. I know it's really fake and crappy, and I've been on a TLC reality show. I know how fake and how they angle, and it's totally made up. But even for the fun of it, I just like to watch it. I don't know why, because it was another escape for me that wasn't the craziness of 2020. I've gotten into that show and it just makes me laugh because it's so crazy. I haven't a clue who's in Big B. Um, a lot of there's it seems to be some from like the past few seasons and some from really old. Like I don't know if anybody remembers Janelle. Janelle was also in Big Brother All Stars, I think 14. She was in All Stars. Kaser, he. You go back. Kaser is really far back there. I forget what season he was on. Uh, Memphis, Keisha, um, Danielle Donato, who is Evil Dick, who is Rich Dick Donato. She's on. His daughter is on. I would have loved to see Evil Dick come back. That would have been awesome. But he's older than me, so if anybody can do it better than I can because I don't have the back to do that kind of stuff. But if I could go back in time, that probably would have been a show I would have tried out for when I actually didn't have genetic disorders and diseases and things keeping me from being active. I would have totally gone on that show. But the drama in that house has got to be something. We think the drama here on YouTube is bad. At least we could turn it off. They can't turn off that stuff. It's right there in their face all day, every day. I don't have Netflix, but my Fixer load deck are up to date and 90 days. my my Flixer, I haven't had a clue. I can't watch the live feeds. I have them. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. I don't know who won veto. It's the only thing. But see, I don't want to give away. I don't want to give away when it comes to Big Brother. I don't want to give away unless it. If you guys are okay with spoilers, then you can know what's going to happen, but you won't know what's leading up because there's a lot of. All right. There's a lot of drama going on inside the Big Brother alumni group. Now, yes, Big Brother has been on for basically 22 years. Um, but there is apparently when a lot of these Big Brother people who leave the house once they're done, they want to try to find something. So there was a girl who was on last year. Her name is Nicole Anthony. Nicole Anthony, she made it to third place. She was kind of a floater. I felt bad for her. I really liked her. She's from Long Island. She's got a little spunk to her, but at the same time, she just I don't think she's very sure of what she's doing. But at the same time, I do like her. I do like her, and she has a podcast. Ooh, they are. Let me see if who's anyone. Let's see. Yeah, I used to watch Bad. Oh, Me too. Absolutely. And I don't think Big Brother After Dark is even back anymore. Um, but I think you guys might be really, really, really surprised who is going to end up being. BB was a German production. Um, was it Germany though? There was another country who was playing the Big Brother game, and they stopped it in the middle of production during the quarantine and told them they all had to go home and that it was canceled. I forget what country it was, but they were like in complete disbelief and shocked. Could you imagine going in, not really having an idea to what the hell's going on in the world, and then all of a sudden the world comes to a stop, and you've never seen anything like that? That had to be crazy for those groups. Utopia, I thought it was also in USA, but that didn't work here in Holland. It was almost for 5 years. Well, USA's been going for 22. Australia has it. Britain has it. Germany has it. Um, Ireland was on a pirate ship. LOL. It sank. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Um, Back to Big Brother. So there was a twist that was brought out, which is called I forget the name of the twist, but it's like the safety suite. That's what it's called. It's called the safety suite. Hi, sweet wheat. How are you? Good to see you. Um, it's the safety suite. I'm talking Big Brother, and if you're a fan of Big Brother, I'm going to put some spoilers in here just so you know. So, in case anybody is out there, and so they were targeting, at least Cody was targeting, because Cody's the HOH. Cody apparently is just about working with everyone at the moment right now. He has no idea what to do. But the drama, let me first finish that. The drama that's going on amongst the alumni is a lot of stuff that's being brought up right now, which is kind of shaping everybody's opinions and things like that. So apparently, Nicole Anthony, who's from Long Island, she has a podcast. So when she came out, she called Nicole Franzel, who is from BB 16. Yeah, she's from BB 16 and 18. She won 18 against Paul. Don't believe she deserved it, but um, apparently Nicole asked Franzel, I think her last name, Franzel, and Danny Donato to be on her podcast, and they ghosted her. And so they're like, oh, and you could tell, like, Nicole was kind of pissed that there was another Nicole in the house. Nicole F. We go Nicole F, Nicole A. Nicole A's from a year ago. Nicole F was in 2 other seasons. So Nicole F is pissed off that there's just even another Nicole in the house. I'm like, have you really gotten that spoiled and that out of touch that you can't even have somebody in the house with the same name as you? So anyway, there's a lot of that drama going on, but the first people that they decided to pick were two people who were OGs in the house, that you could say, that had been in it one of the longest. They were going after Kesha, and they were going to go after Kaser. That's who they were going to go after. They wound up doing the safety suite competition before they did the nominations, and Kaser won. Kaser won that competition, but here's the problem with this competition. You get to save yourself and one other person with this suite. The problem is, once you save yourself and this other person, your game's now thrown out, because now they know who you're working with, and that's a problem. Because once people realize exactly who you're working with, they will completely go after you, because then that's an easy duo to get out and no one needs to worry about it. So you can tell Kaser and Kesha are working together. Um, it's a creation of John Dutchman. Okay. I love it. I think it's a great show. And it's probably one of the few shows I mean, I still believe when they go into the DR, they're told a lot of stuff. and they're not told to tell people. Um, but at the same time, um, it's probably the closest to the reality show that you're going to get these days to a reality show. Everything else is pretty much scripted, and this really isn't scripted. Everybody wants to win the 500,000. It's not like it's scripted who's going to win. And it's really interesting to see people like switch places, be friends with this person, not be friends with that person. This person said something and that person said something. That's what's going on right now. He said, she said. Everything that's going around is all he said, she said. But there's definitely a few small alliances going on. I have, you know what, I really want to win, and who, although he already won, was Ian. It was really cool to see Ian come back. He was the winner of BB14, and there was a guy, Mike Boogie, and Mike Boogie was huge in the Big Brother name. And Mike Boogie, he played Mike. This kid was like 18 at the time. Mike Boogie was older, and he played him right out of the house. And he explained it to him while he was sitting there. I have to tell you, for an 18-year-old, and he looked like a little tiny. He didn't even look like he was 18. He looked like he might have been like 16 or 17. And he played Mike Boogie, and Mike Boogie was like, I gotta hand it to him. Yes, he learned from the best, and he just got me out. So it's so cool to see some of these old people come back. And then there were a lot of rumors going around of certain people who were coming back and didn't. And a lot of people who went into the house were so mad because they had I don't think you could confirm nor deny whether you were going to be in the house, but there were a lot of rumors going on in the beginning about who was going to be in it. Majority of the rumors were wrong, because there was a guy who was from Big Brother 16, and his name was Derek. Derek was one of the best players, I think. Derek, this one piece of hair is getting on my nerves, driving me nuts. Dr. Will, I think Derek, Dr. Will. I even got to see Paul Abrahamian. I can never say his last. Abrahamian. Paul, who was on season 18 and 19, is a phenomenal player. Came in second place both times, but nobody liked him because he really ran that house, but also people really liked him, and then they felt like they put all this hope into him and he just shit on them for no reason. That's how you feel like it until you watch it in the end. But you have to remember, this is a game about backstabbing. This is a game about lying. You have to be the last one standing in order to be able to do what it takes to do. And it's interesting to see how some people take it and how other people take it. Like, some people won't go nasty. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. Now, Derek was a detective. Or no, he was a PI at the time. He's a detective now. But when he went on, he was part of the police force, I believe, up in Boston, I think. I think he's from Boston. Not sure, but I know he's from New England. And he was a cop, and really putting those police skills, he really did a good job. But there was a couple of times that, I mean, Derek wasn't always the fun, the most entertaining to watch, but the man knew how to play that game really good. Bye, Plumie. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I loved Derek too. I thought he was coming in. I was so excited for that. And actually, Cody, who is HOH now, like, he's only known playing the game with Derek. And he, the other night, said, this sucks. And apparently, now this came out of, I think it was Danielle's voice. It came out of, was it? No, it came out of Janelle. Janelle said this to Nicole Anthony. The reason why Derek, he was going to do the All-Stars, but what changed his mind was apparently Nicole F., who was from BB 18 and BB 16 and 18. And I don't know what the reasons are. Neither did Janelle, but she told Nicole A. that the reason why Derek did not come back was due to Nicole. And he did say they're not on good terms at the moment. Although Derek did come out and say it was not due to Nicole for the reasons why he came, and it had to do with his kids. Very true. But apparently, according to Janelle, Dan who was in season 14, and he was also in another season. He came in second place and he won once. Dan, um, Dan was the one who told Janelle that Derek was the reason why it was not. So there's a lot of he said, she said alumni bullcrap that's going on in the house, which is causing its own drama, which that's not drama you would normally have because nobody knows each other. So now that everybody kind of somewhat knows each other, there's a lot of that drama going on, the behind the scenes of Big Brother drama. So that will be interesting to watch that unfold. Um, like I said, there's obviously, it seems like to me it's going to be the old school versus new school, but I think I don't know how Vito went. And then as soon as I find out how Vito went and if anybody got pulled off the block, all right, I'll just tell you. So, Cody was targeting Janelle and Kaser. Kaser won the suite, saved him and Janelle. They didn't know who to pick. They wound up picking Keisha and uh, I thought they were going to pick Memphis, but they picked Kevin. I love Kevin. And they picked Kevin. And I think their target was Keisha. And now I do believe something happened amongst Cody and Keisha where she's not the target anymore. I believe now the target might be on Kevin. I don't know that for certain yet, 100%. But from what I was watching, it seems like Keisha's warming up to Cody, which maybe Cody might try to talk to the house. But you have to remember, these people have played this game before, so they're going to go with how this game goes for them. And tonight should be very interesting. You're going to see a lot of the fantasy suite come through. You're going to see them play that game, and you're going to see nominations. Um, Oh, good. That's awesome. Then I'm going to just do these recaps. Another guy who does really good recaps as well, if you're ever interested, is he used to go by Carter Matt, but now it's Matt and Jess. I think it's Matt and Jess. Carter Matt. He was on a reality show, and I've been following him since last year. I gotta admit, he's got the best recaps there are out there. I don't know how he does it. And I said that to him. I'm like, how the hell do you do this? He is on top of this shit 24/7. I'm like, are your like eyes glued to every monitor all the time? I don't know how. He must have other people helping him. I just can't imagine. But yeah, so it's Matt and Jess Carter Matt. That's what it is. Matt and Jess Carter Matt. Let me see if I can put this in here for you guys, if anybody's interested. He does a lot of reality show recaps. I'm not into all the reality shows, but he does phenomenal Big Brother recaps. And let me just put that in here for you guys in case. But I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep going and talking about this. I am. Hey, Leedley, how are ya? That's okay. No problem. There's a lot of stuff going on YouTube right now, and I definitely am not the I'm not the top topic. It's a lot of drama going on at the moment. So, and there's a lot of people in different people's lives. But I just can't handle that stuff anymore. I just can't. I just kind of like it where it's nice and easy and fun. And that is what Big Brother is. And that is why I have decided to do this. I will probably do a small recap tomorrow from the mountains or from here. Maybe I might do it tonight. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to try to get it done before I go to the mountains because I don't want to take time away from my friend and the kids and stuff and be like, I gotta go do this. But I'm just so glad Big Brother's on. It is definitely a huge escape. It takes out 3 days or at least an hour out of your life for at least 3 nights during the week. And me doing this can bring my joy of Big Brother because I can't watch concerts. I do. I watch Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews Band has a concert on every Wednesday night. Loved watching that too. Um, but all this craziness in the world, you got to find a different escape. And if you just keep harping on either A, politics, Corona, or the craziness of just 2020 altogether, it's going to bring you down. I do know that. Thanks, Lily. I hope you're well and doing well too. Um, this is what's fun to me. A lot of the stuff that happens around YouTube, especially when people are at each other's throats, makes me really uncomfortable. And I, when I went live, was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago. Yesterday was Saturday, so I didn't go live. My parents came. Um, um, I tend to lose my place a lot. And that's why it's always better to have somebody else to bounce stuff off, because in case I lose my place, I'll go, where was I again? Um, nope, I'm tired of all the bashing and the drama. Lily, so am I. High five. Can't stand it anymore. It's too much. It's fun. It's fun to watch, but it's better when you can talk about it with others that I love to. Yes. Being in the mountains will be so relaxing. Taking advantage of it. Oh, I will. I promise. My friend. My friend asked me to go a couple weeks ago, and she's like, "You want to go to the mountains?" I'm like, "Maybe, yeah." And she's like, "I'll get back to you." Never got back to me. So I'm like, "I guess I'm not going." She calls me yesterday morning at like 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, "I'm sleeping." And she said, "Aren't you coming to the mountains this weekend or this week?" And I said, "You didn't ask me." "Hey, the potty mouth mama, how are ya?" I'm like, "You didn't ask me." And she said, "I just called you. I'm asking you." So at the last minute, me and my daughters were gonna go. Daddy's got to work, so the girls are gonna be hanging up the mountains and just getting away for a little bit of it all. So it'll be nice. How are you doing, the potty mouth mama? So good to see you. Kind of taking a break from the drama and talking about Big Brother. I don't know if you're fans of Big Brother. I've always been fans of Big Brother. But that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start doing Big Brother recaps. I'm totally going to start talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I have got enough information to last me a lifetime for that court case. And then in January of 2021 is going to be the big court case here in Virginia. I believe it's in Virginia, against Johnny Depp. I don't know why it's in Virginia. I don't know the reasons behind that, but I am definitely going to keep up with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard. I'm going to keep up with Ellen DeGeneres. I'm going to keep up with the cancel culture. I am going to keep up with Big Brother. And I do watch. I'm good. I'm good. Getting away, potty mouth mama. Getting away for a couple of days with my kids, to go see my friend. We're just going to go relax and get away from all the craziness in the world. And I'm looking forward to that. Really am. And I haven't been live, haven't done a live like this in a really, really long time. Um, and I'm just happy that you're all still here. And it means a lot to me. And there was a while there, and when all this stuff went down, just the stress and anxiety of being you have to be a teacher, you have to be, a mom, you have to be a lot of things. And your poor kids can't even really have the summer, nor the parents that they want, because of everything that's going on. Go on, BB, if offered. Lily, if it wasn't for my diseases in my back, yes, I would. I seriously would. Um, but I would be now lumped into that sum of the 40-year-old old people. I don't want to be known as the old person. But I would have. In a heartbeat, I would have gone on Big Brother probably if I was in my 20s and early 30s. Absolutely, I would have. But I didn't think about it. But I did go on. I can tell you about it because there's no. And if anybody can find it, I put it all out there. No one can seem to find it. Not even TLC can find it. But I was on a reality show. I was on a reality show. How many years ago? I was 20. Let's say it's about 25, 26. I went on a dating story from TLC, and absolutely lovable rogue. I'm going to start looking into a little bit more about Cameron Diaz because I did see something about her and how she's not happy with Hollywood. And not only that, when it comes to Ellen DeGeneres, uh, read what, ba- read what Brad Garrett said about her. Now, Brad Garrett is from, now he hasn't been famous in a while. Probably everybody loves Raymond, but I think everybody knows who he is. He's a pretty, very tall, big guy. And he's like, this is not news. A lot of people in Hollywood know that Ellen is not a nice person. Hell to the no. I would be real life YouTube stressful. Oh God, that would be living in YouTube stress. I wouldn't have known that at 20 or 30, but now, but I still think I would do it just for the experience of it. See, this one little piece of hair is like seriously driving me out of my mind. And I just let my hair air dry. That's why. Um, so yeah, this is stuff I enjoy. This is stuff that doesn't scare me coming on the internet. It doesn't freak me out. There's like some of this drama, it just gets to be, it weighs on you. And there's just so much negativity and it plays on me and I have to be careful of that. And I have to watch out for myself and basically my body and my spine and everything else that goes along with the problems that I have right now. But I'm taking care of myself and just trying to do the best I can just to have a little small channel. I don't need to be, I don't want to be a big channel. I just want to do something here that's enjoyable. This is my hobby. This to me is not a job. This is a hobby and I enjoy it. And that's why I'm going to keep coming back and keep doing this because I enjoy it and it kind of does pull me out of the crazy monotonous day. And what I've realized is doing this right now, it's been better for my head just to sit and talk. My husband sits and listens to me talk all day. He's just like, shut up. So this was really good. I know, I keep playing with the bags. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to them. And so coming on here and seeing them and seeing how their hair, I'm like, ah, it's probably better why I shouldn't go on camming up and stuff. But I don't mind camming up. It doesn't bother me none. But I'm I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm looking forward to covering Big Brother. I'm looking forward to seeing if uh, who wound up if anybody got pulled off the block. I do know the person who did one veto. The person who won veto, and I think that's why I believe the nominations are going to stay the same for Big Brother, is because the winner of veto for this week was Enzo. Enzo is an OG, but Enzo is also trying to work very closely with Cody, who is head of household. So I don't think he's going to do anything against Cody's wishes. I don't, because I think he wants to be in with Cody. So I think we may see Kevin going home, maybe possibly Keisha, but me, from what it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, but even Cody said, everybody seems to like Kevin. So why is he, I don't know why he's the first target. And I hope they don't get him out because I think he would be funny. I think Keisha could go first before Kevin. I really do. But Keisha, if you know anything about Big Brother, everybody remembers the Keisha fight for her birthday. Hey, Save Robbie! Talking some Big Brother here. The Keisha fight that happened, I think it was in season 14. I rewatched it yesterday just to remember. Oh my God, that was some serious stress of drama and screaming and yelling and just people just had it with each other. This poor girl, it was her birthday. It was like, happy birthday. And no one was happy to sing for her. It was the most pathetic birthday song you ever saw. But yet for Big Brother, that was a pretty iconic thing that happened. It was pretty big. It was pretty big, and that's why I think Kesha was invited back. So watch tonight. I'm excited to watch. Okay, I hope everyone has a great day and night. I have to do laundry. I hear that. Thanks, Gingerlocks, for doing this type of lies. I'll rewind. Look forward to hearing and seeing more of you. Big hugs to you. Thanks, Lily. I appreciate that. And I look forward to doing more of these. I really do. So either I will go tonight. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go tonight, but I will either go tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening with the recaps for uh, Big Brother and what I know that's going on in the live feeds. If I have any more information, what's going on in the live feeds, I will tell that information. Otherwise, I'm going to say adios for now. And I got things I got to get to. But either you'll see me tonight or tomorrow with the recap of Big Brother's nomination ceremony tonight. And the first safety suite, I think that's what it's called, safety suite competition. Enjoy, everybody. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.